morning and welcome to a special small episode on the field. I want to show you my thought process to finding plain backgrounds. Why is it so important? Simply because plain backgrounds are going to allow you to see your subject a lot faster, a lot better. It's going to remove any kind of distraction that could compete with the attention for your subject. That's why it is so important. So maybe an average photographer might come here and try shooting here, put a little bit of that yellow pole, a little bit of that box in the shot, or he might be putting a little bit of that sign, a little bit of the door, a little bit of everything at the same time. Now, if you want to get something better as a photographer, your goal is going to be shooting on plain backgrounds. What does that mean? For example, that grid right there, your goal is going to be shooting just on that area. Be careful, don't shoot with the seam, you want just that area. So now, when you're placing your subject here, if you're taking a portrait for example, it's gonna look a lot better. And it's the same if you do a top-down shot, you wanna make sure that you're shooting only on an area with a plain background so nothing competes for the attention. Another great example is the one I just did here. The moment you get close enough, you have just that background. So obviously, someone with maybe lighter clothes is going to pop out of that background. What else do we have around here? We have that door, we have that wall, that makes a really nice texture. It's not fully the same color, but that texture, if you move a little bit away from it, can really work out. Now, next thing I want to talk about is when you're in back alleys like that, like with some depth into your image, that you could almost consider it as a plain background if you're far enough from that street. What do I mean by that? If you shoot with a long lens, 100, 200, etc., when you're gonna shoot, the background is gonna be, first of all, blurred out, obviously, but on top of that, it's being so far away behind that it could almost be a plain background. It's obviously gonna depend a little bit if the colors are always the same, if they are kind of consistent, or if you have a ton of different colors, you might wanna be careful. Last example here could simply be also that garage alley going down. The plain background could simply be shooting from the bottom of that alley and in that direction. What's gonna happen is that when you go low enough, you're gonna have that whole area as a plain background. So you could have your model or your subject sitting on the floor or an object, and that would look good. So I hope that has been helpful. This is something I always look for in my images that creates a very, very big impact. It's much easier to read the images, it looks better, and obviously your photos are gonna look dope after. Hope that helped. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.